Stop scrolling. If you've been asking God for a sign and He's been silent, you've prayed, God, just show me what to do. Give me confirmation, make it clear, but nothing happens. No sign, no answer, no clarity. And now you're stuck, wondering, did God hear me? Or is He just not answering? Welcome back to Scripture Power Stories. Today, we discuss why God won't give you the sign you're asking for, and what He's actually doing instead. Because this part of faith is frustrating. You don't want to move in the wrong direction. You don't want to make a mistake. So you wait for something clear, something undeniable. But what if the silence isn't God ignoring you? What if it's intentional? There's a moment in Scripture that speaks directly to this. In Matthew 12:38-39, religious leaders come to Jesus and say, "Teacher, we want to see a sign from you." They weren't atheists. They believed in God, but they wanted proof before they trusted. And Jesus responds, "A wicked and adulterous generation asks for a sign." That sounds harsh, until you understand what He meant. They weren't asking for a sign because they lacked evidence. They were asking because they didn't want to surrender. They had already seen miracles, already heard truth, already had enough to move, but they still wanted more. Why? Because a sign delays responsibility. A sign gives you an excuse to wait. A sign makes obedience feel safer. But God isn't trying to make you comfortable. He's trying to make you faithful. And this is where it hits home. Because maybe you're not asking for a sign out of curiosity. Maybe you're asking because you're afraid to move without one. Afraid of choosing wrong, afraid of failing, afraid of what happens if you step out. It doesn't work. So you tell yourself, I'm just waiting on God. But in reality, you're waiting on certainty. And faith was never built on certainty. There's another moment Jesus shares in Luke 16:27-31. A man begs for someone to come back from the dead to warn his family. And the response is powerful. They have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them. And then it says, if they do not listen, they will not be convinced even if someone rises from the dead. Let that sink in. Even a miracle won't convince someone who has already decided not to trust. So what does that mean for you? It means God has already given you more than you think, not always in signs, but in principles, in Scripture, in conviction, in quiet clarity you keep ignoring because it's not dramatic enough. You're looking for lightning. And God already spoke in a whisper. If this is hitting you right now, comment the word trust below. Because sometimes the hardest step isn't hearing God, it's trusting what He already said. And if you're serious about growing your faith, take a moment to subscribe to Scripture Power Stories. Now, let's go deeper. And because it didn't come the way you expected, you dismissed it. So you keep asking, keep waiting, keep delaying, not realizing you already have what you need to take the next step. If this is speaking directly to where you are, take a moment to subscribe to Scripture Power Stories. We post videos every week to help you navigate real faith in real life. So how do you move forward when God isn't giving you a sign? First, stop waiting for what God never promised. God didn't promise constant confirmation. He promised guidance. Through His Word, through His Spirit, through obedience. If you only move when things feel certain, you'll stay stuck. Second, check what you already know. Most of the time, you're not confused, you're resisting. You already know the decision you've been avoiding. The conversation you need to have. It's the step you need to take. But you keep asking God for more clarity when He's already given direction. Third, take one step anyway. Not 5 steps, not the whole plan. It's just one. Because faith doesn't grow when everything is clear. It grows when you move without needing everything to be. You don't need a sign to take the next step. You need trust. Because the truth is, you're not waiting on God to speak. You're waiting to feel safe enough to move. And that moment, it may never come. But growth doesn't happen in safety. It happens in obedience. Even when it's quiet. Even when it's uncertain. Even when you don't feel ready. God isn't silent. He's waiting to see if you'll trust what He's already said. This message helped you. Subscribe to Scripture Power Stories. We post new videos 3 times a week to strengthen your faith and bring clarity when you need it most. Stay connected.